Imagine waking up to a Canada where the only sound is the deep, muffled quiet of fresh snow. No digital hum, no frantic rush hour roar, no glass towers cutting the sky. The world is muted, just the smell of pine and coal smoke, wooden homes, streets packed with snow, and a world shaped by sheer grit and Canadian cold. This is 1920s Canada, a place that feels distant yet deeply connected to who we are today. Let's open the door and step onto that frosty porch. Welcome back to the Canada your great-grandparents built. A century ago, a Canadian morning didn't begin with an alarm clock. It began with the deep, comforting crackle of a wood stove or the distant crow of a rooster. Homes were often painfully cold. Frost often formed on the inside walls. The first task of every day was simple but essential: get the fire going, or the family would freeze. Breakfast wasn't cereal or toast. It was hearty oatmeal, homemade sourdough bread, or a pot of soup left simmering overnight. Life began early, and comfort wasn't expected. Survival was. If you walked through Toronto, Montreal, or Winnipeg in the 1920s, you wouldn't recognize them. Roads were unpaved or covered in deep snow. The clanging of the electric streetcar rang through quiet avenues. Horses still delivered milk. Early automobiles looked like fragile experiments on wheels. The skyline was mostly two-story wood and brick buildings. Markets smelled of fresh bread and burning coal. Even the largest cities slept early. Canada wasn't loud. It was slow, peaceful, and beautifully simple. Today, winters are cold, but 100 years ago, winters were brutal. Temperatures dropped below -30 degrees Celsius. Houses weren't insulated. Windows leaked cold air. If the fire died at night, people woke to frozen water, frozen blankets, sometimes even frozen boots. Families gathered around one stove, drinking hot tea, sharing blankets, and hoping the woodpile would last the week. Surviving winter wasn't a season, it was an achievement. There were no supermarkets, no frozen meals, no fast food. Most Canadians ate what they grew or preserved. Typical meals included fresh bread and baked beans, hearty stews and soups, root vegetables, salted or dried meat, and canned berries sweetened with maple syrup. Food was simple but wholesome. Every meal came from effort: farming, chopping, cooking, and preserving. Nothing was wasted. Food came from sweat, not stores. Canada 100 years ago ran on physical strength. The main jobs were farming, mining, lumber work, fishing, railway construction, factory labor, and blacksmithing. Safety rules were minimal. Accidents were common. Workdays lasted 10 to 14 hours. And yet people continued, for family, for community, and for a country still growing. These workers shaped the foundation of modern Canada. With no TV, no internet, and limited radio, Canadians found joy in simple moments. Families read books by lantern light, neighbors gathered for card games, communities held barn dances, people told stories, shared food, and played music late into the night. Even silence felt like companionship. Life was slow but connected. Crossing Canada today takes hours, but 100 years ago it took days, sometimes weeks. Snowstorms halted trains, roads turned to mud in spring and ice in winter. Most people lived their entire lives in one town. A trip from Toronto to Vancouver was a major life event, planned, saved for, and remembered forever. Travel wasn't convenience, it was courage. Prices in the 1920s were extremely low. Bread was 5 cents, milk 10 cents, and a house around $2,000. But incomes were just $30 to $50 a month. Life cost less, but earning money was far harder. Hard work meant survival, not luxury. The most beautiful part of early Canadian life was the way people supported each other. If a neighbor's roof collapsed from snow, the entire town helped fix it. If a family lacked wood fire, others shared their own. Meals were exchanged, stories shared, and communities felt like one big family. Canada's kindness was born in these years, out of cold, struggle, and shared warmth. Canada 100 years ago was tough, quiet, humble, and full of hope. People had little, yet gave generously. They didn't travel far, yet cared deeply. They didn't have comfort, yet built a country defined by compassion. When we look back today, we're not just seeing old photos, we're seeing the grit and courage that shaped a nation. The Canada of today stands on the shoulders of the Canada that once was. This was Old Canada Stories. If you look closely, you can still feel that resilient spirit in your own community today.